Welcome to the deep dive. So what we do here is take your articles, notes, whatever info you've got, and we really plunge right in. We want to pull out the core insights for you.
Give you the essence of it quickly.
Exactly, a fast track understanding using your material as the map.
Makes sense.
So today we're diving into rapid prototyping, specifically 3D printing, and this is all based strictly on the notes and articles you shared with us.
Okay.
And our mission really is just to unpack what your sources say about how 3D printing speeds up design.
Right.
And what its pros and cons are according to that material. We're basically trying to help you get the key takeaways from your own info stack.
And it's a really relevant topic, The information you sent touches on some big shifts.
How so?
Well, these techniques, as described, they really change how ideas become, well, things. Physical objects.
From concept to reality faster.
Potentially, yeah. And maybe even how they get to market. But just to be clear, we're sticking only to what's in your sources here.
Absolutely. Only the provided material. Okay, let's unpack this then.
Let's do it.
Your material kicks off saying 3D printing really speeds up the design process, a dramatic acceleration, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's a strong theme.
So how? How exactly do the sources say it makes things faster?
Well, the first big thing that jumps out from the notes is just how quickly you can get a physical model.
Like turnaround time.
Exactly. The sources highlight that complex items, even things with moving parts, can often be printed overnight.
Overnight. Wow.
Yeah. Think about that compared to like traditional methods. You go from screen to something you can hold and examine really fast.
Right. That bypasses a lot of old school waiting time.
That's what the sources state, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuts out traditionally time-consuming steps.
So getting a complex physical thing in your hands almost immediately, that's a big deal for iterating, I imagine.
For sure.
And your material also mentioned something about combining it with CAD simulations.
Yes, that's the other key speed factor mentioned. CAD is computer-aided design. So the sources explain that by using 3D printing together with these CAD simulations, you can test products for things like strength digitally before you even print that many physical versions, or at least fewer physical versions tested to destruction.
So you break it on the computer first, kind of?
Sort of, yeah. You simulate the stresses.
Yeah.
And the sources note that if the simulation shows a weak spot, or maybe an initial quick print confirms it,
Yeah.
you can change the design right away based on that test feedback.
And then print the new version quickly.
Exactly. Print the revised part quickly for another look or another test. So this combination, your material says, it really shortens the whole testing and validation loop.
I see. So it's rapid iteration using both the digital simulation and the fast physical prints.
That's the picture painted in your sources. Quick feedback, quick changes.
Okay, that clarifies the speed aspect, both getting parts fast and smarter, faster testing. Let's broaden out now. Your sources also talk about the general advantages of 3D printing itself, beyond just speed. And you said, this is where it gets really interesting.
Well, yeah, the range of benefits described is pretty wide.
So what did your material highlight?
Okay, so one big theme is just the sheer versatility. The sources talk about, like, near limitless potential for making things straight from a digital drawing.
Limitless potential, how so?
They back it up with examples. It mentions printing everything from tiny, tiny components all the way up to, believe it or not, buildings.
Entire buildings.
Yep.
From a printer. Okay, that is versatile. The scale range there is huge.
It really is striking based on what's in your notes. And then there's the economic angle.
The money side. What did the sources say there?
They specifically mentioned that some companies are using 3D printing not just for prototypes anymore,
Right. You mentioned speed for that.
but actually to produce the final products they sell.
Really? For actual sale.
Yeah. And the key point your material makes is that this reduces manufacturing costs.
Okay, that's significant. So it's potentially cheaper to make things this way.
For some things, according to these sources, yes. It's shifting from just a design tool towards being a cost-effective production method.
That's a fundamental shift, or
It seems so. Yeah. And tied into that cost idea is tooling.
tooling. You mean like molds and jigs?
Exactly. Your sources highlight this as a big advantage. Once you have the printer,
Yeah.
it can print pretty much any shape you throw at it, within its size limits, of course. You don't need expensive custom tooling like molds or dies for every single different part design.
Oh, I see. Traditional manufacturing often needs unique tools for unique parts, which costs a lot.
A lot. So your sources point to potentially huge savings there by basically eliminating that need for specialized tooling for each design.
Makes sense. Print whatever shape you need. What else?
The sources also frame the physical models themselves, the ones made from CAD.
The prototypes.
Yeah, but they see them as a type of, like, technical graphic.
Yeah.
But one you can touch.
Ah, a tangible graphic.
Right. Something real you can show to a client.
Mm-hmm.
Let them feel it, evaluate it, before you commit to a massive production run.
So better communication, better feedback early on.
That's the idea presented.
Oh, yeah.
Improves that whole loop.
Okay. Anything else on advantages?
Just one more main point from your sources. They mentioned that bigger 3D printers
Uh-huh.
are now making items that are pretty much ready to go to market. Maybe just need a little bit of finishing.
So less assembly or post-processing needed.
Seems to be the implication. Again, it sort of bridges that gap between prototyping and final production.
Yeah.
Shows its potential as a direct manufacturing route.
Wow. Okay, so let's recap the advantages from your material. Incredible versatility, tiny parts to buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Economic benefits, lower manufacturing cost, no need for expensive tooling.
Right.
Better client communication using physical models.
Yep.
And even producing market-ready items directly. That's quite a list.
It's comprehensive based on the sources provided.
So now let's pivot. What about the other side? Did your material mention any limitations? Any downsides to 3D printing?
Okay, so based purely on the sources you shared with us.
Right, only those sources.
There's one specific limitation that's explicitly mentioned.
And that is?
The size.
Right.
The size of the object you can print is, well, limited by the size of the 3D printer you're using.
Oh, okay, that makes intuitive sense.
Yeah.
Bigger printer for bigger parts.
Exactly. You're constrained by the machine's build volume.
So that's the limitation noted. Was that it? Any other constraints or maybe disadvantages listed?
Well, this is actually a really interesting point from your specific sources.
Yeah.
They explicitly state, or rather, it's noted about the sources, that they do not list any disadvantages of 3D printing.
Seriously, no disadvantages mentioned at all.
Beyond that size constraint, no. This is purely an observation about the material you provided for this deep dive.
Mhm.
It notes the size limit, but it doesn't go on to list other drawbacks.
Huh. That's fascinating in itself. Okay, so summarizing from your material, we've got major speed improvements from overnight complex prints and this CAD simulation testing.
Right.
And a whole spectrum of advantages like versatility, cost-cutting, no tooling, better client interaction, direct production.
Yep. All mentioned.
And the only limitation explicitly called out is the printer's physical size.
Correct.
Plus, that specific note that your sources didn't actually list disadvantages.
But that finding is directly from analyzing the material you gave us.
Okay. So, wrapping this up for you, the listener, what does this all mean? Basically, this depth dive has boiled down your source material on 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
You now have, like, the distilled essence, the key ways it speeds things up, the big advantages, including the economic side, and that single stated limitation.
And the observation about the lack of downsides in this set of info.
Right. It's basically a shortcut to getting informed on this topic based only on the information you brought to the table.
And I think what's really interesting here is seeing how these specific points from your sources connect.
How they form a picture.
Exactly. They paint a picture of a technology that, according to this material, dramatically shortens the path from idea to, well, object.
Yeah.
While potentially cutting costs and opening doors for new kinds of designs at the same time. It gives a really clear snapshot of the efficiencies being discussed in modern design and manufacturing, as described in this specific information.
Right. And that leads us to maybe one final thought for you to chew on, just based on everything we've pulled from your sources today.
Okay.
Given that incredible speed described, the versatility, the potential cost savings, and especially that observation that your material didn't list downsides,
Right.
what kind of fundamental shifts could this technology drive next? How might it change the way anything from a gadget to, I don't know, a piece of furniture or part of a building comes into existence? How things are designed, tested, made.
A big question to ponder based on this potential.
Exactly. Just something to think about. So thank you for providing the source material. That's what makes these deep dives possible. We really hope this focused look is helpful for you.
Definitely. You know, digging into the details like this, seeing these specific points laid out in your material, that's where real understanding starts to build.
Well said. And that wraps up this deep dive.